Hi, everybody. Here we are today. Jenny Li Ciccone, I and Rosalind Smith in England. We are here for our Soulful Women's Journey, episode 7. Hi, Ross.
Hi, Jenny.
How are you there? Yeah, good. So today we like to talk about the situation every single person once in a while in life, or maybe often, to experience, which is stuckness. So we heard so many people, and we both, worked on a lot of stuff, for many years. And under the current situation, we just heard so many people, right? Experience, feel everything, the old stuff comes up, they feel so stuck. So it's a very frustrating state, difficult state, for us to experience. So we like to share a bit of information and some tips by the end. So Rosalind, how about I, ask you this question first. Can you share with us a little bit, when we mention this word, stuckness, how do you feel, or what comes up in your mind right away? The words, or you have some situations, events come up in your mind. So what, comes up? Can you share with us? I also like to ask this question to you, our audience, when you are watching now, or you will watch later. What comes up?
Yeah, sure. I've got to say that the biggest thing for me when I feel stuck is I get so frustrated. And I mean, it starts, as well as the frustration, I feel down. I feel like I become unmotivated because I feel that nothing's working out. You feel that boulder in front of you that, you just can't shift it and you're going nowhere. And then sometimes you actually feel a failure because you can't move beyond it and don't feel strong enough to get past it, but you don't know actually what it is or where it's come from. It just seems to spontaneously happen. And I've had this even in my business at times, and you know that, Jenny, because we've discussed this, and it's it's almost like losing vision and saying, I don't know where I'm going from here. Actually, you go from having all these ideas and aspirations to then having nothing and not being able to move forward, and then it causes procrastination. And so they're the biggest things. I think I've mentioned many things there that come up for me, and I'm saying it as though because I really feel it.
Yeah.
I really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really a kinesthetic person anyway. And so when I feel this stuckness, I don't feel as alive as I normally do. It drains my energy.
Oh, yeah. I love the word you mentioned, alive. Yeah. So definitely you feel lifeless.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. That also brought, my ideas in mind that, when you were talking about, I definitely echo you, on some, feelings you mentioned, really like down and frustrated, of course. So for me also in my life, through my transformational experience and journey, I definitely felt like powerless, because it's like, we could, usually put things together in life, under our control, right? So we can always solve the problems, find the solutions. But when you are in that kind of state, you absolutely feel like you have no way to get out. You just cannot figure it out. So it's not me, all the people came to us, our clients also, they always share with us like this, right? I just cannot see. I cannot figure it out. I just get circling in the same place. So also for me, sometimes I feel like resentful and angry because, taking my work also, you mentioned my life, literally altogether. It's like, yes, I have so much more to offer. And I really could, do something or whatever, but I am just in this place and I don't have choices now. And I don't mind if it's my choice and at least, I can choose. So now in this state, it's like I totally lose the freedom. I don't have choices. I don't like to live the life without choices. So that's also very common, but that's exactly me. And also, of course, you feel failed, unfulfilled. It's the big one. Of course, me, the same, and many people share with me, they know what they need to do and they know what they need to stop doing, but they just feel frozen now. Cannot do anything, just get there. And now, especially we, are here in this video series talking to us soulful women. So we soulful women know, and we have to, fulfill something because it's our soul's essence now. It's like no way to get there, reach it. So it's like, we are wasting our time, passing our lives. We are afraid that that's it. In the end, it will be the same. It's really, really a very painful place. So this is usually, what we have it in mind. So from maybe we still miss, these are really the major things, right? So you see, from what you just shared and I shared, and it's not just us, and also many of other people, and probably you in front of the screen, watching now as viewers, maybe it's also your situation. We can see, we talk a lot about feelings actually, or thoughts, self-talk in our mind. The little voices, noises, we just kept talking with us. So what's really going on? So when we are stuck, we both, because we do our healing and coaching work, we know that if we just keep telling ourselves with the same noises and keep feeling it, actually we really feed our energy into our problems, into this stuckness. Actually, it made us feel, more stuck, right? So back then, I think about, remember the time when I, got hit by my life, went to a downturn ride at the bottom of my life. I got so stuck in the stagnant place for many years. So I just, fought and resisted, and it felt so unfair, angry, all these kind of things, but it didn't help me at all. So I just like to ask you, because I know also you went through, your journey. So what's really going on? Let us share a bit more, about the real situations we went through, and also the experiences that we had helping our clients to, get unstuck. So what's really going on there? Can you share something?
Yeah, I mean, for me on a personal level, a lot of mine has been around my business, because being a healer for 17 years, and I've changed so much. And then I can only call it an obstacle of where I feel that stagnation that you're talking about. And I feel that my energy changes, and I feel that I sort of lose the focus, and, because I've moved on and I've changed, and I'm pushing at the same time.
Yeah.
And what I've learned to do personally is stop the pushing, because as I'm pushing, I'm trying to get past something that probably now is just ready to be healed, you know? So I see that a lot. I mean, a lot of my business clients, you know, and I mean, at least 3/4 of them are business people that get caught up in the same thing, that they get so busy striving for more that they don't actually stop to take breath. I mean, obviously they breathe to stay alive, but they don't. Of course they do, but they're so stressed. They're so it's almost that they're just running on reserves, you know. I mean, talk about adrenal burnout, you know. And I know I've hit that, and they get to the point where I don't know where I'm going now, I don't know what's happening, and they feel like everything's closing in on them. And really, all they've really needed to do is just slow down a little bit, is take that step back. But they can't see that. And not only can they not see it, they didn't do that. Because the thing is, it's the fear of the unknown, because they're chasing that success of whatever that is for them. Now, even though I get to those stuck places, success to me is inside, is what I'm doing and how I help myself get over things and move forward. But until people hit that stuck moment, they don't realize that there's change on the horizon. And it's the universe showing them the signs that, hey, you're going to keep going. I mean, I've even known people physically have a broken leg or do something that slowed them down. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to any of our viewers or anything like that. But what I'm saying is we go into that overdrive and it's too much. And then we become stuck and we become stagnated. And we're trying to fight when sometimes, well, if not always, the answer's there. It's just that fog in the mind of the thinking that they can't get past that. So it's about calming the mind down as well, you know. But of course, again, people have fear of that. I have clients that they literally have fear of the lifestyle of knowing themselves and understanding themselves on a deeper level. So they will still keep hitting those stuck moments until they learn to overcome that. And, you know, obviously this is a much deeper subject. You and I know this. But for people that are stuck and that are out there now, depending what it is that they're stuck with, I believe the best thing that you can do is do the things that you enjoy that take your mind out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I like you to share with us, you know, almost in the end today, you know, some kind of tips or so. Yeah, definitely what you shared just now were the, you know, very common things people do because we keep pushing and fighting. So I like to add something, you know, from my side as well. I echo you totally, you know, with what you said, but, you know, also something like really important I experience myself and see from all the work, you know, I do with people. So really this stuck thing, the stuckness, it really happens inside of us. Of course, you know, you said, my life is truth, it's reality. Yes, but what I like to say and share is that the stagnant state internally, when it happens, it causes our external stagnancy in our life. You know, your freedom in life really comes from your freedom internally, you know, emotionally, spiritually, that kind of thing. So when stuckness happens, really, you know, we finally learned, because we came out and did our work, you know, stuck really means that you have your intention actually, something you want to do and the place you want to go. But on the other side, internally, something is blocking you, no matter it is the fear, the self-judgment, self-worth, or whatever thing, you even have no idea that they are there. And some of the stuff just hit so deeply, it's even maybe not from you yourself, maybe from your parents, tribe. These are all deep stuff we will not really cover that much today. But I just say, it's something there blocking you. It's almost like, yes, I want to go there. And the other voice, you know, inside is saying, no, I cannot go. So it's just like that. It's the internal tug of war, battling. So then we are not clear about, you know, the details, what exactly is going on, and what is the other voice, other side, opposite voice, direction that draw, you know, pulls us, you know, back. And if we don't stop there to really check ourselves and listen to that, so that we can finally, you know, hear both sides and resolve them. We keep pushing and we keep still going, but we finally lost the vision already, feel foggy and so frustrated, stressed. And then we are in the very tense mind state, cannot relax. That doesn't help us to have ideas, to have solutions, to solve the problems, to be creative. And we still don't know that. And keep going, keep fighting, keep resisting. You see, when when I'm talking, when you listen to me, you can feel, you can see all the energy is here, focusing on our problem. Why I'm still not going? It's so unfair. That's what I experienced when I, had health issues or whatever, out of the balance and out of the alignment as who really I am and what I am meant to do. So this, level underneath the water, it's like, an underwater, iceberg. It's there blocking us. And then if we don't stop to check really where we want to go and now where we are here. So what is blocking us? What is the, stone or whatever, weather or so blocking us from moving on this road? So that's the best time actually for us. You mentioned the universe, the higher power sent us some messages, no matter it's health issues, physical symptoms, or relationship triggers, or money stress, lower back pain, or whatever, adrenal exhaustion, all these kind of things are huge messages our mind, body, whole beings, intelligence telling us, but we ignore. But we ignore it just because we are scared, because we don't know how to deal with those things. We never learned. So that's really, it's true, that's very challenging, but now we know we could understand our stuckness better, understand what inside of us is really scared about, so that we can take care of that part. We can call them internal inner child, actually, in the self. So we take care of that. That's the first step. We stop, take care of that, listen, hear, and understand the reason why we want to stop. Of course, the foundation is we really want to know where we are going. Because some people lost the vision, lost the idea. It's like they don't know what they want. They don't know where they want to go. They only know what I don't want. So some people really share it, like, I don't know. So if you don't know, that's also okay. You only turn around from what you don't want to feel, what you don't want. And then So what you do want. Yeah, you wanted to add something just now?
No, I was just going to say, and the thing is, we're not taught at school from a young age to listen to ourselves, really, because we're so busy, fighting and striving to get our grades, to be able to get that job, to be able to have that career, to do, we don't look internally. We're not used to that. So we don't listen to that language that, you know, that is going on in, you know, so even subconsciously. And I think this is where a lot of it falls down, and why people are so busy striving, because from a young age we're taught that this must happen, this, because if you don't do your homework, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, it's a problem, because we need to get the grades, and you need to get the job, and you need to get this, and you need to get the house with the mortgage, with the everything. And there's so many pressures. And so when you start to feel stuck and you're not sure what you want, this is where the failure can actually come in, because you feel all of a sudden that there's different things going on with you, but you can't work it out because you just know that you're unhappy. That's what happened to me. I felt an overwhelming unhappiness that something wasn't right. The only way I could describe it is it didn't sit right with me, but I couldn't move out of it. And I couldn't, like, it's almost like being boxed in, you know? And I couldn't get out of that box. I didn't know how to even take one of the flats down to see out, you know, feel like I'm walking in mud, really, you know, in tar. So, and it's a horrible feeling to be there. But I think, you know, because we're so used to striving, and we're so used to trying to figure everything out, when we can't figure it out, then it becomes a bigger problem.
And the unfulfilled feeling is big. So for me, definitely, I always felt like a silent screaming, you know, in my throat. Back then when I was a child, I didn't really know what it is, but I just felt like I cannot be me, I cannot be me. But if you ask me, who are you then? You know, if you ask me back then, definitely I would say, no, I didn't know actually. Because, you know, I never, you know, was trained to be really real me. I always told to be a good girl, a good person, whatever, you know, the society, family, tribe, you know, asked me to become. But deep down, I knew, you know, I had something belong to me. So, you know, I am thankful for all these kind of stuckness. Finally, we honored those stuckness and feeling, self-talk, and we listened. Finally, the guide came to us, do some deep healing work, and now we knew, okay, so this is our soul's purpose. We came out to do healing and coaching work beyond my wild imagination. I never thought, expected I would do that. You know, I was in the corporate before. So that's really the thing. And I also wanted to mention, adding your point, it's so true that people will feel failed because they had to follow adults, you know, teaching, society's teaching to be successful or so, but they just didn't follow their own truth as who they are, because they were not accepted as really who they are. Everybody's so different. So I have worked with many depression, you know, clients, people. They feel depressed. Once in a while, we all feel depressed, you know. So I found, including myself back then, I found, you know, those people who feel depressed actually are those ones who really have the strong passion, desire, want to feel alive in life. They have something, you know, plan, you know, purpose. They want to go there, but they cannot, just like we, you know, shared at the beginning, you know, stuck or so. That's the thing. So it's really not just, oh, unhappy, not joyful. It's really about lifelessness people feel. Then when you could, you know, finally release these kind of, you know, blocks and let it go, chip it away, and let your true self get reviewed, and you can be aligned with who you are, you suddenly feel like alive, so much lighter. You can be you. That's what, you know, we both experience and now come out and feel, you know, so much less, you know, stress or so. Yeah, one more thing I like to add, you know, also it's from my experience and others. Sometimes it's the divine spiritual timing. divine purpose plan. You know, like I went through, I just felt like, what do you want from me? I followed the guide. I did whatever, you know, I intuitively, you know, known and heard. So I did it. I obeyed. Now things turned upside down. It looks like, you know, bad things happened when I do good things, right? So I felt really, really, you know, unfair, angry, or whatever. But finally, I realized I was just put there during that period of time to learn something. You know, then many times I found out, okay, so that's what I need to deal with. And that's what I need to heal. And that's the block. Finally, triggers showed up. Okay, the pattern, deep stuff is there. So I need to let go. So then I learned, when I learned the lesson, another door is open and I move forward, something like that. So that's actually already, you know, brought me to the next question I wanted to ask. I already answered the part of that, which was, you know, the question, you know, by Krista, the timing is up, you know, we are at the end. So I just like to, you know, share a little bit of our tips about, you know, yeah, many people feel challenging, stuck, trapped now in some patterns. So what we can do. So we shared before about, you know, meditation, bring ourselves to the now moment. For sure, we need to keep doing, and every day it's a practice. Be cautious of our vibrations. In case we get stuck and are going to that kind of feelings again, we don't indulge ourselves, let it indulging it and let it slide into that rabbit hole. Now at least we are aware of those feelings, self-talk, and then we stop now. We pause. Check what's going on, what I really want actually when I feel this bad. What's my intention? So what can I do with what I have? You know, and what I can do at this moment to help myself to feel a little better so that I don't feel that feelings. When we shift our vibrations and the feelings, actually, our life situation changes. Not physically changed, but it's our mind, it's our emotional state. So what I do usually, yeah, of course, you know, meditation, praying, I do EFT tapping to release those feelings. And I go out to walk in the nature by the lake, walk my water dog, and to listen to my music, you know, all these kind of things I love to do. But I really want to ask, if you feel your stuckness situation contains a big pattern, repeated pattern, chronic situation, and keep being triggered. So now you also need to understand and be aware that there are roots underneath about that, which we will take another time to talk, but I just mentioned here. That means, you know, it's really the time your mind, your whole being is telling you the time to do some kind of deep healing, clearing, or whatever, so that you can break that and move forward. But at least short term at this moment, come back, relax, do whatever that could make you feel good. So that's my tip. How about you, Ross? Please share with us a little bit, 1 or 2 tips.
Yeah, the things that work for me and that I give to my clients are, firstly, I love the gratitude, whether, you know, the whole being grateful, because, you know, they always say, if you can't be grateful for $10, how can you be grateful for 100? And so it's one of those things that I'm not just talking money here. So I know a lot of people worry about that, but I'm talking about everything. You know, we don't notice what we have in our own family. Sometimes we take even our houses for granted, don't we? And yet there's people on the streets. So it's being grateful for your health. It's being grateful, you know, for people around you, being grateful, whatever it is. But maybe just start with 3 things a day. If you can't do it in the morning, do it on a night time. Or I sometimes say to my clients, think about 3 things that made you smile today. And there's always, it can be, you know, a baby smiling at you. You could be at the supermarket and somebody could just, you know, smile there, or you could have a nice comment made, or even something if you see it on social media that made you laugh, you know, that is uplifting. And also for me, I'm very well, I say quite creative, not very, but quite creative. So if I feel stuck and I feel that, you know, the universe is giving me signs to slow down and I can't work my way through it, the best thing for me is I love to paint. So I pick a paintbrush up, and I like flowers. So I'm usually in my garden or arranging flowers or cooking. So sometimes I don't buy magazines very often, but sometimes just for a little of inspiration, I might even buy the gardening magazine, just so that I can think of doing something different or cooking a different recipe, and just throwing my mind into something that's completely nothing to do with what's going on, so that I can detach myself and feel easier and in the flow.
Yes. And you see,
so
everybody
has something that they enjoy to do.
Different. Yes, for you have your special, that's for sure. And for listening to you, I already had my smile, you know, on my face, you know. Yeah, that's so true. I do think, you know, we will take another time talking about gratitude, because it's also, you know, had amazing, you know, shifting and changes for me in my lifetime. So yeah, that's great. And time is really up now. So thank you, Ross, and thank you for all of our audience viewers for watching. We will come back to you talking about other stuff in our daily life. Welcome to let us know what's your challenge situation, what do you want us to talk about and share, okay? So I think this is for today. Bye for now. Thank you again, Ross.